Alcohol withdrawal is one of those topics that doesn't get nearly the attention it deserves, yet it impacts millions of people worldwide. Right now, roughly 1 in 10 adults in the United States alone meets the criteria for what is called alcohol use disorder, which ranges from abuse to full dependence. For those who decide to suddenly quit drinking or even just cut down after years of consistent use, withdrawal is a very real possibility. And while many will only experience mild or moderate symptoms, about 1 in 5 cases turn severe, and those situations can be life-threatening if not managed properly. Most people think of withdrawal in connection with hard drugs or illicit substances, but alcohol, a legal, widely available drink found at grocery stores and gas stations, can actually be one of the most dangerous substances to withdraw from. That's why understanding the process is so important. Whether someone is thinking about reducing their intake, attempting to stop completely, or just wanting to understand what loved ones might go through, this knowledge is essential. Withdrawal doesn't wait for all of the alcohol to leave the bloodstream. A common myth is that symptoms only begin when blood alcohol levels hit 0. In reality, the brain and body adapt to a constant presence of alcohol, and even a sudden drop from the usual level can trigger withdrawal. For a heavy, long-term drinker, symptoms may begin within 6 to 24 hours of the last drink, or even sooner if the body notices the difference in its baseline. At first, the signs may be mild. People might notice their hands trembling, or they may feel unusually restless and irritable. Headaches, poor sleep, and a short fuse are common. Vital signs can also begin to shift. Blood pressure rises, the heart races, and skipped beats may appear. The digestive system often reacts as well, bringing waves of nausea or even vomiting. While these symptoms may not seem catastrophic on their own, they're distressing enough that many people reach for another drink just to calm them. This is the vicious cycle. Drinking to relieve withdrawal, which only deepens the dependence. For some, mild symptoms fade after a day or two. For others, the discomfort can stretch into 3 to 5 days. The duration varies, but the pattern is similar. The body signals distress, cravings spike, and the temptation to self-medicate by drinking again grows strong. This is one of the reasons quitting without support can be so difficult. Withdrawal itself drives people back toward the very substance they're trying to leave behind. Now, beyond these initial signs, there are more severe withdrawal syndromes that carry real danger. One is something known as alcoholic hallucinosis. This usually appears 12 to 24 hours after the last drink or significant reduction in intake. Unlike psychotic disorders, in which people lose touch with reality, alcoholic hallucinosis is unique. The individual remains oriented to time and place, but they begin to hallucinate. These hallucinations can be vivid and disturbing. Some people see shadowy figures, insects, or animals that aren't there. Others hear voices or noises that no one else can detect. Still others feel sensations on their skin, as if something is crawling or brushing against them. Imagine knowing that what you're experiencing isn't shared by those around you, yet still being unable to stop it. That's the unsettling nature of alcoholic hallucinosis. Typically, this lasts for a few days, though in rare cases it can linger for weeks. It's not schizophrenia or chronic psychosis, but a temporary phenomenon directly linked to withdrawal. Another major concern is alcohol withdrawal seizures. These are not limited to people with epilepsy. They occur specifically because of the way the brain reacts when alcohol is suddenly taken away. Seizures often appear within 6 to 48 hours of the last drink, though they can happen as late as 72 hours. In fact, for some, the first seizure can strike within the very first day, sometimes within just a few hours. These seizures are often dramatic: loss of consciousness, collapsing to the floor, violent shaking, even loss of bladder control or biting the tongue. And the danger doesn't stop after one episode. A person may experience several seizures close together, which is why medical supervision is critical. Around 10 to 30% of those going through withdrawal experience seizures, and without proper treatment, these can spiral into repeated convulsions that put the body at extreme risk. The most severe and well-known stage of alcohol withdrawal is delirium tremens, often shortened to DTs. Unlike hallucinosis, where orientation remains intact, DTs involve profound confusion. The mind shifts unpredictably between clarity and delirium, sometimes changing minute by minute. One moment a person may seem coherent, the next completely disoriented. Alongside this mental confusion come other extreme symptoms: terrifying hallucinations, intense agitation, uncontrollable sweating, fevers, spiking blood pressure, and dangerously high heart rates. Once withdrawal reaches this stage, hospital care becomes urgent. Patients are often treated with heavy sedative medications and may require days or weeks in intensive care. Even with modern treatment, delirium tremens still carries a risk of death. Estimates place the mortality rate between 1 and 4%, even in hospital settings with appropriate medical support. This is why doctors work hard to prevent withdrawal from progressing to this point. The goal is to intervene early, manage symptoms before they spiral, and provide the safest possible environment for recovery. Alcohol withdrawal is the body's alarm system going off after years of running with a chemical hand on the brake. Alcohol leans hard on the brain's calming circuitry and muffles the systems that keep us alert. Over time, the brain fights back by turning the calm switch down and the alert switch up just to keep things level. When alcohol suddenly drops away, that alert system is left roaring with no counterbalance. The result is shakiness, racing thoughts, pounding heart, and in severe cases, seizures and delirium. Understanding that biology is not meant to frighten anyone, it is to explain why willpower alone is not the issue here. The brain is trying to restabilize, and it needs time, structure, and often medical help to do it safely. Certain situations make dangerous withdrawal more likely. A history of heavy daily drinking for years, past episodes of complicated withdrawal, prior seizures, or a period of drinking followed by abrupt stopping all raise risk. So do coexisting medical problems like heart disease, infections, serious injuries, or liver disease. Older age can add vulnerability, as can dehydration and low minerals, especially magnesium and potassium. None of these are destiny, but they are reasons to take planning seriously and to involve a clinician before making big changes. The timeline matters. For many people, the first hints start within half a day to 1 full day after the last drink or after a large cutback. The second day and the third day are often the roughest for anxiety, tremor, and spikes in heart rate and blood pressure. Hallucinations can begin within the first day, even while a person still knows who and where they are. Seizures cluster most often from the first day through the second day, and delirium tremens tends to appear later, often around the third or fourth day. Sleep can be poor throughout the first several nights, and mood may swing from edgy to flat as the brain recalibrates. By the end of the first week, the body usually begins to settle, although cravings and sleep disruption can linger longer. What does safe care look like? In a supervised setting, the first step is a careful evaluation: recent drinking pattern, past withdrawal history, medical issues, medications, and a basic exam. Staff will check vital signs regularly and may use a simple checklist to track how intense the symptoms are. The backbone of treatment is medication that quiets the overactive nervous system. This is often a sedative from a class long used for withdrawal, given in measured doses that respond to the person's symptoms. Some cases benefit from other medicines that reduce irritability or nausea, or that help with sleep later in the process. Fluids and electrolytes are common because many people arrive depleted. Diacrucial vitamin thiamine is typically given early to protect the brain's energy systems. None of this is about creating a chemical crutch. It is about safely guiding the brain down from a hypercharged state while the body relearns balance. Once stabilized, the focus shifts to staying well. That includes honest conversations about triggers, daily structure, and options that reduce relapse risk. Some people benefit from medicines that blunt alcohol's rewarding pull, making urges easier to ride out. Others do well with medications that reduce post-acute symptoms like insomnia or irritability, while the brain's chemistry continues to settle. Counseling approaches that build coping skills and motivation can be powerful, and many people combine therapy with community support. There is no single right path. The right path is the one that keeps you safe and moving forward. For those whose clinician says outpatient care is appropriate, preparation can make a huge difference. Hydration matters, and not just with plain water. Broth, diluted juice, and electrolyte solutions can help replace what the body uses quickly. Small, frequent meals are easier to tolerate than big plates of food. Caffeine can worsen jitteriness for some, so keeping it modest is wise. A calm environment helps. Dimmer, light in the evening, fewer screens and quiet routines support sleep when sleep is hardest to come by. Partnering with someone you trust to check on you on a regular schedule adds a layer of safety and accountability. Removing alcohol from the home reduces impulse risk. If tremor, vomiting, confusion, hallucinations, chest pain, or seizures appear, that is the moment to seek urgent medical help, not to push through alone. It is also helpful to reframe cravings. A craving is not a command, it is a wave. Waves rise, crest, and fall. Timing yourself can be surprisingly empowering. Many urges peak within minutes and then break. Breathing slowly, holding ice in the hand, taking a brief walk around the block, or calling a supportive person are practical ways to ride it out. If a lapse happens, treat it as data, not a defeat. Ask what led up to it, adjust the plan, and re-engage supports. Recovery is often a series of course corrections, not a single straight line. For families and friends, compassion and boundaries work better than lectures. Offer rides to appointments, help organize a calm space, and celebrate small wins like a solid meal, a medical visit, or a good night's sleep. At the same time, protect your own well-being and seek guidance on how to be supportive without taking on what is not yours to carry. People do best when they feel believed in, not shamed. None of this is meant as a scare tactic. Fear fades. Clear information sticks. The truth is that alcohol withdrawal ranges from manageable to extremely dangerous, and the difference often comes down to planning and support. If you or someone you care about is thinking about cutting back or stopping, speak with a qualified professional first and make a safety plan tailored to the situation. Many communities have clinics, telehealth services, and peer groups that can start the process quickly. A primary care clinician or mental health professional can help coordinate care and connect you with resources. If you are early in recovery, expect your energy and focus to return in steps. The brain likes rhythm. Set regular wake and sleep times, eat on a schedule, and keep a simple checklist for the day. A short walk, a nourishing meal, a call with someone who supports you. As the nervous system quiets, these routines become anchors. Over weeks, thinking clears, mood steadies, and the desire for alcohol loses its grip. You do not have to feel perfect to be making real progress. Remember that none of the symptoms you might face are a verdict on character. They are signs that your nervous system is healing from a long partnership with a powerful substance. Asking for help is an act of strength, not weakness. With the right plan and support, withdrawal can be navigated safely, and life on the other side is not just possible, it is worth the effort. If today is the day you feel even a little more ready, take a concrete step. Tell a trusted person, schedule an appointment, or remove the bottles from the house. Every small move is part of the turn toward health.